Welcome to your new author website template. I'm going to walk you through how to update everything on this website to make it yours. So let's get started. First, you're going to log into squarespace.com to access your website. Then, once you go through the dashboard, click on your website, you'll land on this screen. To the left here, you'll see Pages, Design, Commerce, Marketing, and some other folders that you can access. We're going to start first with Pages. Click into Pages, and here you'll see your main navigation. These are all the pages that are located right up here, your top nav. If you want to add a page, you'll click on this plus sign. You can choose from a blank page, page layouts, or these different collections. Same for down here in this not linked section. If you want to add a page that's not linked in your main navigation, you'll click the plus sign and then choose from one of these options. If you want to delete a page, you'll hover over the page and click on the trash icon. If we want to edit your About page, we would simply click on About. Now, once we've clicked on this page and selected it on the left, you'll see this window pop up here. You can click Edit in the top left-hand corner of the editor window, and this opens up all the different sections on this page that you can edit. So if you want to edit this text, for example, and say About author's name, you just click in that section and start typing. Same goes for this text section here. You can change the heading, change it to a paragraph size. You can bold it, italicize, whatever you want to do here. And if you make a mistake, there's a back button up here, which is really convenient. So you can just go back, and then hit save. Another thing on this page is this little photo element here. Now I've created this with a shape element and a photo element over the top. You'll need to do some playing around with this depending on the size of your author headshot. But to replace it, you'll hover over this image, click it, click this pencil icon to edit, hit replace, and upload your headshot. If you need to resize, you can click on this and then drag your image to the left or right as needed. Same goes for this white shape in the background. You can pull that to resize, or if you want to change the color of it or anything, you'll click on that, click on this edit button. You can change the color, the drop shadow, and a number of different things here. So once you've done all of that, all of this editing to make yours, again, you'll go to this top left-hand corner and click Save. Another thing on this page is this photo gallery down here. Now I've pre-populated these with some stock photos, but you can make it your own by hovering over this section, clicking Edit Gallery. You can delete these photos here by clicking on the trash can and upload your own here. Now, one thing about all the photos on Squarespace is you have the ability to change the focal point of the image. So you see here, I changed the focal point and it puts this woman and her cat more in the center of the image. So that's how you can play around with that for this specific gallery section. And if you want to change the colors of this section, if you, for example, want this whole page to be white, you would click on Edit Section, Colors, and Lightest. You can do the same for this section up here. And now that whole page is white. If you wanted to save these changes, you would click Save. Otherwise, if you're not sure about them, you just hit Discard Changes and it will revert back to your original page layout. If you want to rearrange the layout of any page, you can simply grab the box, the content box, and you can move it around on this grid that you'll see will pop up once you start moving. You can resize the box however you like. Same goes with these shape elements and your photo elements. One really important thing you need to keep in mind if you're making any layout changes on your Squarespace website is to take a look at the mobile view. You can do that by clicking on this mobile view icon in the top right-hand corner. You'll click there and it will show you how your website will appear on mobile. Now, sometimes if you change things around, add a section, add a text box, add an image, they might be misordered on this page just automatically from Squarespace because they try to pull everything together in this one column, and sometimes it's not quite right. So if that happens to you when you're adding new content, what you can do is click on that link and then you can reorganize the content or drag the sections along the grid as you need. Click on blog in this left-hand menu, and it opens up a deeper blog editor. Now here I have 2 different blog posts already loaded in, so you can see how this will populate. If you want to add a new blog post, you'll click on this plus sign here. Click on that and it will open up this editor. So you'll enter your title, blog post title. You can begin writing your post here. Hello world. And if you'd like to add any photos throughout, you'll hover your mouse over this section and you'll see this blue box pop up. Here's a plus sign. Click on this plus sign and it opens up this menu of a bunch of different things that you can add to this blog post. If you want to add an image, you click on image and it opens up this box where you can add an image. You can upload a file, select from library if you've already uploaded the picture previously, or you can click on browse stock images. They have a lot of really good stock image options. You can click on use and you're ready to roll. You can also see, here's this image. If you want to resize it, you can drag, this little dot up. And you can also crop the image too, if you wanted. To do that, you would click on edit, crop, and then you can choose one of these dimensions or hit custom and, create your own crop size. We'll do that. We'll click save. And there you go. This little window will just resize the photo right there. If you need to make some little adjustments. Otherwise, you can crop it. It's basically the same. So another example would be if you want to add a button, click button. You can edit the text here, shop now, learn more, whatever you like. And then here, you'd simply add the link. And if you want to change the look and feel of your buttons, you can click on design and edit button styles here, which will take you outside of this editor to edit your site-wide button styles. So here, once you're finished putting your blog post together, you'll go up to this top left-hand corner and you'll see some options. You can save your draft, publish right away, or schedule. I'm going to hit publish. And now this blog post is published. One super important thing with blog posts is these images that you add right here aren't the preview image for the blog post. So for example, if we go back to this blog page, these first two blog posts have this little preview image, but the second one doesn't. So the way to add a preview image is right over here in this left-hand menu. So you'll click on your blog post, click on these three dots, and then click on settings. Here is where you can upload your featured image. Now, if you used a photo from the stock photos or your library, you can click search for images and select it here. Or you can drag and drop from your computer if it's your own photo. This little excerpt here, if you have any featured text that pops up on your blog post, you can write this here. Let's see, we'll write, "Hello world, this is my first blog post." Here it's showing my name as author, but once I share the site with you, your name will also be added in here once you create your Squarespace account. Your blog post URL will populate from your blog post title. So this says blog post title because I literally named the blog post title. So I'd recommend probably leaving this to whatever your blog post title actually is. But, if you're really getting into SEO or something, you can kind of edit your post URL to help your blog posts show up more in search engines. So that's an option. Options here, if you have published a blog post and you don't want it published anymore, this is where, you can switch it from published back to draft. And then you would just hit save here and it would go back. You could also change the date if you needed to, if you wanted it to be actually published on November 8th or something. You can change all of that here, as well as the time. SEO, this will automatically populate from your blog post title here. So for example, if your blog post was "My dog's amazing new food," that's what would populate here. Modern Professional, when you change the site title of your site, this will be your name. You have the option here of changing the SEO title and description. So what this is the information that pops up on Google when someone is searching for a topic that you're writing about. So what did I say? "My dog's amazing food." You can change this here if you'd like. You can add a unique description. And the whole point of all of this is making sure that you have really good keywords in these descriptions and headlines to help your website be more competitive on search engines. The social image here, this is the preview image that you see on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, any site like that, where you're sharing a link and then a little preview window pops up. So I highly recommend adding images here to every one of your blog posts, all of your pages. It just helps with engagement. You want to click on something with a picture on it. You don't want to click on a link that's just a link. It's boring. It doesn't really give you, anything to be excited about. So I highly recommend doing that. Sharing. You might not use this very often. Create email draft. They're kind of pushing their Squarespace email campaigns here. I'd say you don't really need to connect any of this stuff unless you're a super prolific blogger. You could connect a social media account here where these blog posts would just automatically post to your social. Completely up to you. Location, again, probably for authors, you're not going to enter any, business address, city name. You absolutely can if you want to, but it's not really necessary for, what your website is doing. So for that, you'd click save, and then we'll click on blog again, being a little slow. There we go. And now you can see this blog post has a really nice preview image here and this excerpt text. That's a nice little, snippet of what's to come in the blog post. So I think all of that stuff is really good idea if you're blogging, which I highly recommend for SEO, and just to have content for social. Definitely make sure that you're, after publishing, clicking on these 3 little dots next to the blog post, settings, adding your featured image, and paying attention to this SEO and social share image. Those will be really important for you. Click on Contact. Click on Edit. And here you can edit your text by clicking on the box and edit your contact form. Here you'll click on the form, click on this edit button, and you'll see these content options here. For your form name, you can call it Squarespace website, your name website, whatever you'd like. This is just so that you can identify that these submissions are coming from your Squarespace website contact form. Here you can edit the button text. You can edit the form fields, name, email, message. If you'd like to add a field, click there. Here's a number of options. Or if you'd like to edit any of these options, you can click into them. Type your name instead of name if you'd like. Things like that. Make them required or delete them. The most important thing that you're going to want to do here is click on storage, click on email, and then type in the email address that you want these form submissions to go to. Once you're done with that, you can check out design. Got a few options here. Otherwise, that's all. And then down here, you'll see these social links. So you'll click here, click on this edit button, and then click into these and add your profile link. If you don't have a Twitter account, for example, you can just delete this link here. And if you want to add a new one, you click add social link, and we'll do Instagram, and it will automatically add the icon there, which is pretty cool. Let's edit your home page. You'll see in the section over here on the left, it says not linked. That means that all of the pages underneath this section won't show up in your main navigation up here. If you want to move a page to your main navigation, all you need to do is click on that page and drag it to the top. Now, I don't usually have a home page in the top navigation because your site title will link back to your home page. It's not necessary. It's more of a preference. Now, we're going to start with your site header right here. You click on that and you can see these global settings for your site header. This is where you can change your site name, add a logo, and add a logo for mobile view. You can also control which elements are on display up here. I have a button and social links activated. You can also add language switch, which will automatically translate your website into other languages, and a cart if you have an online store. You can also click on style, which will change the style of your main navigation. You can choose different colors, or you can have a full width photo. Gradient, lots of cool options. Now you'll see these icons up here. If we switch to the desktop icon, you'll be able to adjust your header layout here, and some other cool settings to tweak element spacing, vertical padding, and your link spacing. This icon here is for mobile view. You can change header layout, overlay menu, and your menu icon. Now, editing your home page. If you'd like to change this background image, you hover over this section and click Edit Section. Click on Background, and then replace the image here. To change the text, you click on the text box and start typing. Here, you'll click on the book cover, click on the Edit Pencil, and Replace. And for this text, click on the text box and start typing. I've already linked these to the appropriate pages. This is linked to the book page. And you can edit that by highlighting this text and clicking on this link icon up here. You can change the link text here and the page it goes to. Down here we have buttons. You'll click on these buttons, click on the edit icon, edit the text, and add your links. Same with the About the Author. Click on the book, or click on the text, click on this text to change, and change your author photo here. Down here we have the footer. You'll want to change this section here to your site title name. Here I have these pages linked already, and here is your mailing list. If you'd like to set up a mailing list, you can click on this box, click on the edit icon, click on storage, and you'll see that it is automatically connected to Squarespace email campaigns. That will collect the names for you. You can download the names to use on a different service if you like. Otherwise, you can connect MailChimp, Zapier, or Google Drive. Now down here, you'll also want to add your name for this little copyright section. So make sure you edit that. Once you're done, you'll go up to the top and click Save. Now let's change your site colors. So we're going to click Edit in this top left-hand corner. And then over here, you'll see this little paintbrush icon called Site Styles. You click on that, and it opens up these menu options: fonts, colors, animations, spacing, buttons, and image blocks. We're going to click on colors. And here you'll see the site-wide color palette. You can change this to any combination of 5 colors you'd like. They should range from light to dark because you'll have a lot of opportunities to use a light background, dark text, colorful background, some dark text, all those different combinations. Down here are your themes. So Squarespace will put together these different combinations for sections. You'll see this says bright 2, this one here says lightest 1. Those are the themes that are dictating the colors of that section. So here you'll click Edit Palette, and you can enter the specific colors you want, the hex code, the RGB, the HSL, whichever you like. They're kind of all the same, just different ways to access the color. You can also upload an image. Sometimes it's really cool to upload your book cover here if your book cover has really great color palette already. And it will kind of automatically pull the colors out up here. And then you can also use some of these pre-made color options that Squarespace makes from your palette up here. Now if you want to change your fonts, you'll click on Fonts. They have some pre-paired packs that are really cool that you can try out. All you have to do is click on them, and it will change in the window to the left, so you can see how they'll look. You can also go into headings or paragraph and browse a bunch of different fonts to really get a unique look that you want. If you want to edit the buttons, click here on Buttons, and you see you'll have 3 options. You can edit the text, edit the shape, lots of different things. you'll click on your page and you'll see this little gear icon pop up. Click on that. And here you can edit your page title, navigation title, URL slug. You can enable the page, duplicate, set as home, or delete. Here are the SEO settings. You can edit the SEO title and the description. And this will be what the preview is on sites like Google when somebody is searching for you or your book or a topic that you write about. So you really want to make sure that you're focusing on keywords here. And here you can set the social image for this page. Now, let's go to our marketing folder. You'll click on marketing and click on email campaigns. And this will be how you'll access your subscribers. Once you have subscribers, you'll see in this section here some information about how to access your audience list. So you can either use Squarespace's newsletter service, which is a few dollars a month, or use a different service like MailChimp. All right, now let's go to your domain. So you'll click on settings and then click on domains. If you need to buy a domain, you'll click on get a domain and it will take you through this process to buy your domain. And if you haven't bought yours yet and you want to buy it through Squarespace, your first year will be free. And then every year after that will be $20 for a basic domain. If you need to use a domain that you own, you can click on use a domain I own, enter your domain here, and then go through the flow of how to set up your domain. That will depend on where you bought your domain. So if it was GoDaddy or name.com, Squarespace has specific instructions on how to set that up. I will send you a link to those. To set up your subscription to Squarespace, you'll click on Settings, Billing, and here where it says Website. You'll click Upgrade, and here are the plans that you can choose from. I would recommend starting with this Business or the Commerce Basic if you're planning on creating a store and selling products. Otherwise, this Business setting will be perfect for you. The Personal one I wouldn't recommend just because if you are trying to build up your mailing list and you're going to be a really prolific writer via your newsletter, this one doesn't integrate with MailChimp. So that can be kind of an issue. If you just want your email subscribers to be automatically dropped into your MailChimp audience or something like that, you will need this business level here. You'll get an extra 20% off of this price because I'm part of the Squarespace Circle because I build so many websites for them. So that's an added perk here. And I'd suggest doing the annual plan because you get 30% off annually, which is great. So you'll select this and then go through the flow, enter your payment details. And once that's done, then you can launch your site. Once you're ready to launch your site, you'll click on Settings, Site Availability, and switch to Public. Once you've already gone through the subscription process and you've entered your payment details, you'll be able to click this button. And that's it. You're ready to roll. One super helpful resource is the Squarespace Help Center. You can find answers here to most of your questions and guides on how to connect your domain, format your images for display, email campaigns, and a lot of other features here.